All right, welcome back, Vintage Gamers. One of the last few testing nights before flying off to Italy. Probably maybe one or two more streams after this. But what we're going to do tonight is test actual PO, 2019 Esper PO, Justin PO, Sagaless PO, whatever you want to call it. This is currently one of the things I'm thinking about playing in 4Seasons, and one of the reasons is that it is the deck that I enjoy the most and the deck that I own. I probably own 74 of the 75 cards in this list or something close to it. So I do like playing with the cards that I own because that's good feelings. So I do think that like PO is still a vintage deck. It's still a playable deck. It just, I find recently that it doesn't meet the same power level of some of the other decks that are running around in the format right now. For those wondering what's running around in the format right now, 15% of the metagame is Coveted Jewel PO workshops, and 15% of the metagame is Initiative. And then there's a bunch of other things at 5% of the metagame. Yeah, this league will be on YouTube. And what that means is 15% of the metagame is Initiative, which you are a little favored against. It's not a bad matchup, but it's totally not an overwhelmingly favored matchup. And then you are definitely the underdog against Coveted Jewel PO, which is very frustrating. A PO mirror is always pretty frustrating, but the Coveted Jewel one in particular kind of exuberates a lot of the issues I have with a PO mirror. So what I want to do is build a PO deck that, while still respecting Initiative, has a lot of tools against Coveted Jewel. So you'll see that we have a negation in the main, an extra Mind Break Trap, a Steel Sabotage, a Cam Ball. We're playing Dress Down. We're playing multiple Lavinia, even though I don't really like multiple Lavinia. I'm trying to play a Mystic Remora. Obviously, we're keeping Narset going, so we have a lot of tools that are specifically geared to being pretty good against that kind of deck. They all have noticeable weaknesses against the Jewel deck. So Remora's weakness against Jewel is Urza Saga. Lavinia's weakness against Jewel is its mana cost. Camball's weaknesses against Jewel and Lavinia's weakness against Jewel as well. Phyrexian Metamorph is very annoying. Steel Sabotage's weakness is it's going to hit Jewel and Metamorph. It's not going to hit PO. So everything works to some degree. I like Hull Breacher as well, but the problem with Hull Breacher is the card is like kind of garbage besides being good against Jewel. I really am not, like, I've always been a pretty vocal opponent to Hull Breacher. What's the Hull Breacher quote in chat? Hull Breacher. It's Hull Breacher is not a good card. November 2020. And I still stick by that. I don't think Hull Breacher is a good Magic card. However, it is very reasonable into Coveted Jewel, and I think right now it's actually pretty good into the metagame, which I think is different from being a good Magic card. So like you saw, I think I posted a video a couple of days ago, a Hull Breacher PO list, which is fine. You play like 3 Hull Breachers, you play some a Time Twister, and it's totally reasonable. It's so clunky. Like, Hull Breacher is a clunky card. Playing multiple Hull Breachers is extremely clunky. Time Twister actually was pretty impressive for me recently, but we'll see. I'm going to try this like more dedicated Esper list again and see where we're at. But I could absolutely see myself in Hull Breacher land for 4Seasons. I mean, Lavinia is also good against non-Dredge Bazaar as well. So, like, it's not like the cards I'm cutting are not also good against those things, So, we'll see. Anything else interesting about this list? This list is pretty straightforward. You'll notice there's no Karn in this list. I have just had a horrible time with Karn recently. You would think one-sided Null Rod, very good against the metagame. It just hasn't been. There's a lot of creatures right now that, can attack the Karn. And 4 mana is a lot of mana. It's extremely clunky. So I have not been happy with Karn. I am going to play a Disenchant. I really like having an instant speed kill Saga, kill Jewel, kill, whatever. And so I'm pretty happy with that. You'll notice that like I'm not playing the full set of Hercules recalls, but I am still playing cards that are good against shops with like Steel Sabotage and Disenchant and that kind of thing. So yeah, we're gonna try this deck tonight. We are down to 2 opals is another thing. I'm not sure this is right. I know that there are some pretty vocal people who will tell you that you don't only want 1 opal or 2 opals, and if you play 3 opals, then you have these bad hands. But I think it's pretty easy to identify when an opal, like a multiple opal hand, hurts you. But it's pretty hard to quantify like how much having 3 opals helps you. And the big reason is it makes your POs more lethal by having a blue source. You have more explosive draws and that kind of thing. So I'm trying 2 opals now because I do think 3 opals leads to a pretty large amount of bad keeps, but I'm not convinced that 1 opal makes sense for PO. I think the best part of PO is when you can cast a PO and then cast another PO. And the more opals you cut, the less likely that is to happen. So yeah, I think that's all I want to say. Like I said, I'm not actually thrilled about this list. I'm just not sure, but we'll see what we can do tonight. If you'd like to see your deck played on this channel, check out the Patreon link in the description below, where you can find all the information you need to submit a donation deck list. Let's battle. Okay, here we go. Round 1, Vintage League with our PO deck. Let's see what we can do. I've got a Force, Lavinia, Remora. I believe this player was on some kind of Tinker deck before. Oh, I always back the night before. I just got like a lot of other moving pieces going on as well because birthday weekend coming up. Gonna go and fetch an Underground Sea so that if this Remora gets countered, I can just vamp. I believe the last time I played a Remora, I think I played a Remora test league versus player, and they just like waited it out. Or right, this matchup. So my opponent is on I guess you could call it Esper Initiative. So Remora not great here. It's less. It's weird because there are Archons and there are initiative creatures, but there are also Hull Breachers and Lavinias, and it's a complete mess. I'm not really convinced this Remora is particularly good against them, but this is actually kind of nice because we get to hold Remora up and then vamp for Ancestral with Fluster backup, but the problem is I'd love to get a Tinker here, but I just don't have any Moxen. Am I going to get Opposition Agented? That would just be like the biggest nightmare. I could also get Hull Breachered. So that's also really bad for me. I'm pretty sure what I'm going to do is take Ancestral, but I am not going to cast Ancestral right away. Like the best time to cast Ancestral is actually just in response to this, but I think I need to play around Hull Breacher here. Oh, I guess I can't do it in response to it because I haven't drawn it yet, I should say. But oh, they're just gonna Hull Breacher me. Smart. Yeah, I mean, this like blue-white Esper Hate Bears deck is just so freaking good against me. I'm pretty sure they played turn 1 Hull Breacher against me yesterday, and my hand was like Ancestral, PO, like this Remora looks horrible. Everything looks horrible. I don't know, man. Like, this isn't a deck I expect to play against because it's not really a deck that's played, but they must have. So frustrating. Okay, yeah. So we basically have to draw. Yeah, Remora's a May, so I've been hitting no. I basically have to draw Dress Down and then Tinker right now. Like it's just so bad. No matter what I do here, it's just awful for me. Hull Breacher is really frustrating card for a PO to deal with. All my payoff spells are draw spells. This would be good if Seasoned Dungeoneer wasn't completely unblockable. Have I considered not being on PO? I just want to play with the cards that I own, so not really. I have not really considered that. Like I can, 4Seasons is full proxy. I can full proxy up a deck. I just don't really want to do that. I don't know. It doesn't really make a lot of logical sense, but it's not exactly like it's not like this is a Grand Prix or something. This is a for fun vintage event. Yeah. I just don't I don't enjoy any other deck, so it's not like I'm gaining a ton by it's not like I'm gaining a ton by switching decks, right? Like I just actually I'm not really convinced this is a niche spot where Remora is bad. I think Remora might just not be good, which is why we're testing it. So um like I don't have a deck that I want to play. Like if I was interested in a deck, then that changes things, right? But I don't think there's a deck that really sparks joy right now, which is unfortunate, but sometimes it is how it is. Remora looks terrible. Flusterstorm looks pretty bad. Negation looks pretty bad. Could run like this. Kind of like the idea of a trap as well, but I'm not really sure what I would take out. Hmm. Nothing here seems really bad. Because Mystical is not great against the 4 Flusterstorm deck, maybe. I mean, why is Campbell is not good? My opponent's playing a creature deck. They're playing a blue-white Hate Bears deck. This is like a keep, but it's not exactly a great keep. So, like, yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't really have an answer. I don't know. I kind of want to play Lavinia or Mana Crypt before they Lavinia me, but I also think 3 damage is pretty important in this matchup. So I'm just gonna force this. I'm hoping that this will just completely slow them down to the point where they can't function, because their deck basically needs to ramp mana, and there's not that many ways to do it. It's not like they're playing Chrome Moxes or anything like that. I could do this now before I get Hull Breachered. That is certainly intriguing. That is certainly intriguing. That is... I want to draw these cards, though. Maybe the answer is I just don't keep the swords. Could I realistically wait a turn? I guess I theoretically could wait a turn, get myself at least a top. If we wait a turn. The only way this doesn't work out is if they like play a Archon, we swords it, and they force it. Maybe I should have just let this Mana Crypt resolve. If they had played I guess I would force a freaking, what's it called? The 4-drop Seasoned Dungeoneer anyways, because I didn't have a creature at the time to steal the initiative back. But, like, them giving me the initiative with Mentor would have been pretty nice. I don't even really want to use swords right now either. I think I'd rather hold it for mentor. Saga Gaming, huh? And then Archon? Well, the good news is they don't have force backup for this. The bad news is I'm not sure this mentor beats a Saga here, unless I draw something good. Because I just gave away my Sensei's top. Scroll is something good. I guess there's some... They could just Hull Breacher me, but... Seems unlikely. Maybe forcing this Mana Crypt was just really bad. I think Ancestral makes the most sense. I could theoretically get Repeal here, but that doesn't really feel like the play. If there was a good Mentor matchup, this feels like it was the one it would be. Opponent's playing like 2, 3, and 4 drop creatures, right? Saga. They have something. Maybe it's just a Soul Ring. Oh, it's a Vamp. This is an upkeep Vamp for a balance, I assume. Or maybe it's just a Swords. Oh. Yeah. I don't have anything in my deck to beat that right now. Sure. The old Mox Jet to cast Vampiric Tutor in my basic planes Urza Saga mana base is definitely something. So I think I'm going to cast... I got rid of Mystical, right? I think I'm going to cast this Ancestral in my upkeep in case I draw a Vampiric Tutor. That way I can do something. Fantastic. Okay. Can PO get me there? I only have, what, 2 attackers? Seems unlikely. Black mana lets me Demonic Tutor. White mana lets me Swords my own guy. Time Walk could do it too. It's not a bad one. What are we at currently? 11. So now there comes the question, do we hold our black mana or do we play Island? Or sorry, do we use our black mana or do we play Island? So this is currently 13, 15, 17, 19. Am I going to get punished for tapping the white source? That would be pretty funny, huh? Imagine I lose this game because I tapped the white source and not the black source. I lost this game because I tapped the white source and not the black source. This is why I hate Lavinia. This is a beautiful example of why I hate Lavinia. I lost this game because I tapped Tundra and... Oh, the opponent! Because Lavinia doesn't fucking do anything. This card is a blank. If this card is a repeal, it wins the game. Like, if this card is a repeal, it wins the game. And, like, maybe I should just play 4 repeals, you know? Like, this card doesn't help me do my thing. Ever. You know? All right, well, opponent gifted us a free win here, which is very nice of them. I guess I should have brought in this disenchant. Feels a little odd, but... yeah. Though again, I just did not have to tap. I felt like I had a better opportunity to like play a demonic tutor or something with my black source than my white source. But maybe the answer was I should have played my island and used the island to start. That could have been better. The thing I lose out on in that case is something like Tolarian Academy, but it seems like a mistake either way. Yeah, making the right choice, like not registering frickin' Lavinia in my deck. That's the thing. Like this deck is built to be kind of a combo control deck where I have a toolbox, a tutor package full of answers. Um and I think that is actually just not what the format is about recently. You just need to be the best combo deck you can possibly be and not bother with answering your opponent. Which is why I'm pretty down on the deck in general. Yeah. Well, they're gonna know my whole hand, but I don't want to get Lavinia off the top or something. So this is a kind of a risky keep with PO where you need to draw action and you have all the mana you ever needed, but I think it's fine. And I do need to have force against my opponent's Archon deck, right? I have no interest in playing Doomsday. No deck makes me not enjoy my time as much as Doomsday does. I guess I should have left open a blue. Archon with force backup. Cool. And then a Saga backup plan. Pretty good. Well, it already is a pretty balanced split. Like an aggro deck is one of the most played decks in the format, which is much more than you can say about previous iterations of Vintage. But um, I don't know. I wouldn't really change the format for funds. Just because the way I prefer to play is not good doesn't mean that the format should change as much as people will tell you that's the case. I should have learned here that I'm not supposed to keep these hands. Man, this is just like one of the single best cards in all of Vintage right now. It's crazy. We have things like balance, stress down. Well, it's actually very odd. It's the byproduct of the best aggro deck is that you should probably play combo. Vintage is all combo, to be fair. Like every deck is some amount of combo. Um, even the control decks. That's just the nature of playing a good deck in Magic. You have to do something powerful. But I mean, it kind of is. Depends on how you think about it. But like my opponent's deck has to mulligan to a hand that includes fast mana and a 3-drop to work. That's not really the tenets of an aggro deck, you know? All right, I need to draw the thing now. I've currently drawn nothing that matters to fairy. That's a pretty good one. I mean, that looks like they have hard cast negation. That can be the only reason they got a Lotus, right? So it probably doesn't matter, but I'm just gonna bounce the Archon and try to draw something good. I probably just made a mistake in keeping my hand. It's really hard to say because my hand was so good that like almost every payoff spell wins me the game. But I didn't draw any payoff spells. I mean, they can't cast anything now. So if I draw a PO here, I do just win the game. So that's nice. The Demonic wins the game. Tinker probably wins the game. Black Lotus doesn't win the game. Yeah. I don't know, man. I just had like what 5 draws in this game, and none of them were, or only one was a something good. Yeah, that's not what I'm saying at all, Wirt. So they're gonna attack to Fairy? That's nonsense. I hate that attack. In what world does that make sense? Hmm. I don't really think I particularly kept convincing hands in these games, though. It makes sense if they have a force, but why wouldn't they force the Teferi? They knew my entire hand. Forcing the Teferi just wins. I guess they could have Flusterstorm, technically. But what the fuck? What does Flusterstorm do on this board, right? If they had interaction, there's no chance they should ever let Teferi resolve at all. I guess they could technically have top deck interaction. Yeah. I mean, if they top deck interaction, then for them, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's the same as complaining with 7 lands, right? All right, so again, I need like dress down. I kind of need balance. Lavinia, yeah. This Lavinia just looks awful. Just looks so bad. Well, the problem with the Fanute version is it plays Saga, and I think Saga is atrocious. I think Saga actively makes your deck worse, and every time I've ever tried to like test Saga, it has. I don't know if people just like ignore the downsides, or maybe they don't see the downsides, but like every time I play Saga, there's something that comes up. Like I mean, I have my ranting and raging from this morning. Um, if Saga was a fetch land, it would have made blue mana and won me the game. 1 loss for Saga. If Saga was a fetch land, I would have been able to play Snap Ancestral. But I have 2 colorless lands. I can't play Snap Ancestral. I devoted 4 mana or 6 mana to constructs, and my constructs were easily answered, and I died. If I had simply not made mana, I would have been able to advance my PO game plan and win that way. I think Saga just feels like a huge trap to me. It's just like super weak to everything everyone is playing. And I think it's just bad. So, but I can play repeals in a non-Saga deck. It doesn't actually hurt me. This hand doesn't have enough mana to keep versus Absorbent 3, who's going to play red-green stuff. This hand is, like, pretty clunky, but... Like, this is the cost of, like, trying to beat... The cost of trying to beat Jewel is playing something like a negation in the main that doesn't actually help me combo. Wooded Foothills has been found. Like when you get a Lavinia in your opening hand and your Lavinia comes down on turn 1, or you're on the play and sometimes it comes down on turn 2, it's good. But any other circumstances, it's just I want my top decks to like be drawing me or into action in some way. If I repeal top after activating a draw card, do I draw 2 or so you can hold? You have to hold priority, but that is a trick you can do. Well, that's a pretty good draw. Once again, the best part of PO shines. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna hope they don't have Mindbreak Trap, and I'm gonna slam this, and then I'm gonna hope they don't have Vigor. There's a lot of main deck Mindbreak Traps running around, and it is very annoying. It's a good top deck. Ooh, maybe I hope they Vigor me. Right now, come on, Vigor me, baby. Got him. Nice Force of Negation, Justin. What were you complaining about? It's just a free counterspell. There's absolutely no drawbacks. Yeah, I mean, their whole deck is built to beat it, so... yeah, we'll keep drawing cards here. I guess Tundra is fine. Show me your secrets, friend. Collector Fable Mint Boo. It's so sweet. So can I actually cast anything here? I can just... I'm going to save this Snapcaster for a... Oh, I can Snap Time Walk right now. That's compelling. I like that. Oh, no, I can't. I have a dress down. I'm so bad. Okay, it's fine. I need to wait till the dress down goes away. It's okay. It's an extra target for my PO. It's just how I drew it up. It's okay. It's okay. It's not actually a detriment to me at all. It's gonna be fine. What do I want a mystical for? Shiagwa looks like it's pretty winning. I don't really have the life to do that. Guess I can PO in response to this Yogwill here. Yeah, I mean, nothing I do really matters, right? This game is locked up. It's just going through the motions. Okay, there's a mentor. We can just go mentor, and then we can go time walk and hope our opponent concedes so that we don't have to play this any longer. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I mean, Tinker Citadel is still good. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Though I don't think anyone is telling you differently right now. Normally when I say don't let anyone tell you differently, I'm normally hinting that somebody somewhere posted something telling you differently. But I don't think anyone is saying that. Normally if I'm like, don't let anyone tell you not to cut mental misstep, it's because someone said that. But no one's telling you to not play Tinker Citadel, so I think you're in the clear. I'm not even sure. Like, Sphinx is good against my opponent's deck, but they also have like 4 Besagers in their deck, which is kind of annoying. We're just gonna bring in all of the swords and the balances, and I think we're bringing in the disenchant because they play a variety of things that are annoying and hateful, like cinder vines. I'm gonna keep all of my lands. I'm not gonna keep Flusterstorm for Vigor. I don't really like that play very much. I'm gonna get rid of Negation, even though it just saved me. I'm gonna get rid of Narset. They have a little bit too many creatures. And then I guess Lavinia's terrible. So maybe I'll keep a Flusterstorm. Yeah, let's do that. This looks fine. Tinker Citadel is absolutely still one of the best possible things you can be doing in Vintage. Don't that one is for sure. Yeah, this is a good hand. Something else I was considering was like playing the Personal Tutor Storm deck. That's another PO deck that I was considering. I don't own any Personal Tutors, but I don't know. That deck folds to like the random interactive decks, like the Collector Roof decks. And I don't expect a lot of Collector Roof decks, but it feels really bad when you play like a Seed of the Cyanod deck and their opponent plays Collector Roof, or you play, these all-in combo decks and your opponent does something like that. My opponent has got Mad Moxen. And go? Are you gonna play Collector Roof with this mana base? Alright, I'd love to draw a white mana. Hey, look, a white mana. Yeah, I don't think this Vigor matters very much, right? They'll do the job. Even if they Vigored me before, because I was probably still going like Merchant Ancestral, so... So this is why I do love Monastery Mentor, is Monastery Mentor is good against all kinds of just random nonsense. Monastery Mentor is a busted Magic card that really preys on people trying to do things outside of the normal Vintage spectrum. Yeah, okay, why not? Sure. Oh, I guess I should just Swords this now. Give him less life. I don't know. I can never lose. I played a turn 1 Mentor against Red Green. Like the game was won. Really enjoy playing against people bringing in Grafdigger's Cage against Tinker. Obviously, it's not bad, but it always feels like a slot that I can just play around, and that people like put a lot of, they put a whole card into it, and I just don't care very much. Force too? Yeah, okay. Well, certainly makes me feel better. This adventure. Yeah, Monastery Mentor. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Monastery Mentor is still a good Magic card. That one, there is one. Don't let any Discord user tell you differently. Monastery Mentor? Was that me? I don't think that was me. Could have been me. And now it's time, Fire Spout? I thought it was, ends in an N, begins with an S. I distinctly remember Chrome Host Seed Shark is better than Monastery Mentor. I'm just gonna force this because I don't know. Why not? Okay, we continue. We continue. Here will be some new deck. Be fun. Opponent is playing Doomsday. Scratch that. It will not be fun. I guess this is probably a mulligan anyways. It has too many lands in it, but definitely against Doomsday, this is a mulligan. Uh, man. These are definitely PO hands, huh? I can keep this hand. It's a little sus, though. Oh, never mind. Everything's doomed. All right, my opponent's hand was a little bit better than mine. Am I dead? I should be dead, right? Dark Ritual, Doomsday, cantrip, kill me. The old... Oh, no, we're not dead. We have a believer in the not me school of Doomsday. You may daze me. So they had Brainstorm, Flusterstorm, Demonic Consultation, Doomsday, 2 lands. Holy hell, I'm just completely doomed, yeah? Alright, let's just go next. This is not worth flying out. Yeah, I should keep hands that have Sapphire Ancestral is what I've determined. Okay, Mindbreak Trap. Cabal actually quite good against Doomsday. Quite good against Doomsday. Remora, not bad against Doomsday either. Island, Negation, good against Doomsday. Lavinia, good against Doomsday. My deck looks great against Doomsday, by the way. This deck looks very good against Doomsday. Like, 2 Lavinia, Remora, double Dress Down, double Flusterstorm, Negation, Narset, Fairy, Camball, and Mindbreak Trap. This is, I mean, to be fair, the way I build my PO decks is typically very good against Doomsday, even if the matchup is only like 51, 52% win rate or something. I do typically find that my PO lists are better against Doomsday than others. Yeah. It's gotta be a keep. We are currently not doing the powerful things, but hopefully this will stop our opponent from doing the powerful things. Hopefully they'll go all in early. The true not me style of Doomsday. Hmm. Mental misstep, huh? Not bad. It's quite a good hand against Doomsday. Sapphire again. Pass the turn. Pass the turn. Moxon, maybe? Force of Will, Camball, P.O. Well, those would be good if I had mana. Fortunately, I don't have mana. What do I expect the meta to look like in Italy? It'll probably be similar to Magic Online, but a little bit more diverse, typically. It will also probably be more blue heavy than Magic Online. So another reason that I will not cut my mental misstep. As much as much as people tell you that mental misstep is bad. Dying. Fine. Oh, it wasn't done? Oh, you just have more stuff. Are you down the hill? Okay. 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 I won't stop you. It's not misstep is bad. It's that misstep is bad in the current metagame, right? That's the argument that was being made. And like again, it's not that there is no justification, and it's not that they're entirely wrong. Mental misstep is worse than it has ever been. Not ever been. That's not true. Mental misstep is at its worst in recent memory. But I'm also gonna play offline, and I would never go to an Italian vintage tournament without a mental misstep in my deck. I mean, bizarre variants and white only make up what 30% of the metagame or something. And it's not even bad against all bizarre variants either. Which spell is this? Their second spell? Hmm. I guess this is just negate Ancestral with Dress Down. And then if they have another counter spell, I can trap the stack. No, it's not about less combo decks. It's just about people want to play with Ancestral and blue power. Like, that's the reason you play Vintage, right? You want to play with the broken cards. Oh, these draws are not good. I just am looking for a Moxen. If I had a single non-opal Moxen here, I would feel really good about my position. The big argument that you're missing, hashtag, is actually initiative and jewel shops, where initiative and jewel shops make up 30% of the metagame, and mental misstep is bad versus initiative and not amazing versus jewel. Well, non-blue decks typically mean how do I say this? There aren't really non-blue, non-workshop, non-bazaar decks typically, but except for now initiative, I guess. So things have got a little topsy-turvy. Oh, you said white at the end. Sorry, I just normally see that referred to as initiative. You are totally in the clear there. All right, I have the yeah, I mean there are people who are psychopaths and play white aggro decks that are not initiative. I'm not saying that they're in chat right now. I'm gonna keep them down low. I'm not saying that I beat them 3-0 yesterday. No. I love Grim. Forgive me. Oh my god, I'm getting murdered. Oh, they're just playing around Mind Rate Trap. My opponent is so smart. So question becomes, are we doing the slamming of the cam balls? Are we doing the slamming of the cam balls? I think the answer is yes. This does make it so I can't PO next turn, right? But it's fine. They have a force. Pitching a Flusterstorm. forced pitching a Flusterstorm, huh? I guess they could have Hardcast Negation. I think I'm interested in just forcing over this. If they hadn't pitched Flusterstorm, I don't think I would make this play. Okay, they just have double Flusterstorm. Man. That is... My opponent just has mono counter spells, and I feel like I've played these things at missed opportune times. Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I think you drop a significant percentage against the rest of the metagame if you don't have a mental misstep in your deck, right? Feel like you just lose a bunch of random games that you shouldn't lose. I mean, they're just gonna go Oracle Console, right? Jeez, I think we're like, we've been bullied here. This has been an absolute one of the big powerful parts of Doomsday is that it is the best draw deck, like the best control deck, the best drawing deck, the best counterspell deck. Very frustrating. I feel like they're just hard playing around Mindbreak Trap as well. Doesn't it feel like they're just playing around Mindbreak Trap this entire game? That's what it feels like to me. Yeah, I guess you can afford to when you just play 2 restricted blue draw spells every turn. True. True. We really, like I said before, I think if our top had spun us into this Sapphire like 2 turns earlier, I feel like we'd be in a very commanding position in this game because what we'd get to do is like they'd play 2 spells, we'd end of turn PO for 4, they would go for a counter spell and we would trap them. So we just got really caught on mana here where we had Opal but we didn't have the Sapphire, and we just could not execute our game plan. Because really what I want to be doing in this matchup is passing with 4 mana and end of turn POing. That's like what I want to be doing here, and I just wasn't really able to execute the game plan. Interesting. What if we go demonic for ancestral and look for an ancestral kill? Is that possible? Or we could just demonic for dress down. Lots of options now. I guess they could have hardcast force here. Whatever. I could do the math right now and find out their exact last 7 cards, but I just don't think I care. You tuned in for good magic, and we're all out of good magic. I think we have a counterspell in their hand too, which is crazy. So we don't really have that many options, right? We have... Well, did they put Gush back in their pile? I assume so, right? Yeah, they put Gush back in their pile. So we could theoretically do something like Lavinia here. Yeah, so I think we can play Lavinia, we can play Dress Down, we can play Ancestral. We could play Fluster is pretty garbage against their 7,000 mana. We could technically play Remora. And that would put us in a spot where we have 3 forces and 2 flusters to draw into. That's probably not good. All right, I guess I have to go look at what they're doing here. Force, 2 forces. So they have a force in their pile and a force in hand, maybe? I think that means they have a force in their hand and a force in their pile. And they have Gush at the top of their pile. And they have both Oracles in their pile. So something like Dress Down is pretty bad. They didn't put Time Walk in their pile. They didn't put any Flusters in their pile. Just 2 forces. I think I'm just going to go for Ancestral Trap. I think everything else looks kind of bad. I guess if I go Lavinia and they don't have a force in their hand, then they can't cast Gush. Time Walk is in exile. But they have 2 oracles, so I don't think Dress Down is good. Well, we don't know that the force is in their hand. They could have 2 forces in their pile. Oh, wait. There's only 1 force, actually. I miscounted. There's 3 Force of Wills. So we don't know if the force is in their hand or in their pile. If there's only 1 Force of Will in their pile, then I'm going Ancestral. I'm just gonna go for an Ancestral kill with Trap backup. Because they don't have they have 1. Oh. Yep. Okay, can you beat me? What'd you do? What'd you do? Rip what? It's open. Oh, something else. All right, they're gonna pass. So I assume that this means they have force in their hand and they can't. Well, no, I mean, they would have had to build a pile to be Ancestral Trap. I don't know if that's a possible thing they can do. I mean, maybe it is a possible thing they can do. I can't cast this now because if it just gets forced, it's bad for me. And they've only cast 1 spell this turn. So there's no way I'm casting Ancestral right now. So I'm just going to spin. And I'm looking for Remora Vamp. That's kind of intriguing. I can just Vamp for Fluster. But I don't really think I want to do it now or anything. No. I'm just like gonna draw. Maybe I'll just play Remora because Remora is gonna draw me Vamp anyways. Like they're not gonna pay for Remora. Now I'll still have the mana to go Remora, Vamp, Fluster, and Ancestral. Seems fine. I'm not gonna cast this Ancestral until it's lethal either. Why wouldn't they pay for Remora? Because it turns on Fluster. Oh, I guess like maybe they can pay for Remora. Maybe they can pay for Remora. 1, 2, 3. I don't know, but like they want to hard cast this force, right? They cast Oracle. I cast Ancestral. They cast Force. I draw. Maybe that's not good enough, actually. Maybe I do need to have just drawn Vamp for Fluster. I mean, the problem is if I don't make them tap out, Fluster's not good, right? They're just going to force it? They're going to Gush now? The problem is, well, they have to force Ancestral. This is bad for me, right? I think this is bad for me. No, this is still fine. I can just upkeep Ancestral now. I'm pretty sure this just works for me. What are they going to do? Pitch cast force paying? Like, that's not going to work, right? Oh, I guess it does work. Yeah, maybe I just need to play Vamp. The problem is my Vamp doesn't do anything because I can't like force them to tap out for a Fluster. Like my Fluster is dead. I guess I could Vamp for Dress Down. So here's force pitching second Oracle, trigger Remora. They pay. So it's doomed? Huh. Damn. I guess what I had to do was Vamp for Dress Down. Well, we know they had a we knew they had a Gush, they just didn't cast it because they also had a Probe, right? I could still have a Flusterstorm on the top of my library. Or I could have a Force on the top of my library. I have one unknown, right? Got him. I'm not sure I deserve that one. Not sure I deserve that one. Andra? Is this the seafood thingy? I think I'd rather have a regular pancake. I wasn't super big on the kimchi pancake either, so. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was a powerful sensor stop. What was this? Soup? Mm. That week's kind of sucked, but we're recovering. Work has just not been cooperating with the lifestyle. Wait, no, the lifestyle? That's not right. It's okay. It's gonna be a good weekend. It's gonna be a good weekend. I gotta figure out Okay, we can battle more. Well, my opponent knows I have a trap as a blue card, true, which lets me draw into force. Game 3 against Doomsday with a Lavinia dressed down in a force. Yeah. Can't mull that. This Opal looks silly, though. Well, I can draw into Force of Will, Ben. That is such a bad draw. My opponent's like entire game plan there is to keep me off of trap. And my opponent just gonna hit me with the... Alright. Doomsday, everybody. Wonder if they've got a free cantrip. They have a free cantrip, I die here. If they have a gush, or if they have a street wraith or a probe, I die. Not much I could have done, really, besides draw Flusterstorm. Draw a second force, I guess. These have been pretty good matches, pretty good games, though. I feel like opponent has played reasonably well. It's not an easy deck, and their piles have been fine. And their play has been pretty disciplined. Whoops. Ew, don't eat on my stream.
You're supposed to eat.
Oh, never. I die. All right, well, we didn't die. That's good for the home team. Black Lotus. Vintage Doomsday does not play Cavern of Souls, but they do play a bunch of nonsense, so... All right, what do we have in ours here? My opponent has no time walk. So I think the answer here is going to be dress down on my end step. That'll last through their turn. This will make it so they don't have a high chance of countering this. And then... They don't have any negations either. You dying?
No, not like last time.
Okay. And then hopefully they don't draw too many counters and we can go like Citadel next turn or something.
You off the pancake? That's for you.
No, I think I'll have another pancake. Yeah, I mean, it's not very likely that my Bulls Citadel resolves. I agree with that statement. Can I do anything instead with Merchant Scroll? I mean, I can Merchant Scroll for Ancestral again, but I think that's bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can technically do them both, but I can't do anything afterwards. What about days, I guess? I should ask the question. I mean, I think they just have Ancestral in their hand right now, and they're going to cast Ancestral in response and then force. So, whatever. It's fine. Nothing I do here matters, I don't think. So... I might. I mean, I probably. I mean, yeah, they just have force in their hand already. I guess I can merchant now for. I guess the more. Oh, they pitched ancestral recall to force of will there. No, I actually can't get that now. They actually pitched it. They pitched ancestral to force. What? Why would they ever do that? Wouldn't their best play be ancestral into a blue card and then force pitching something else? I think getting Mindbreak Trap is bad. Like, there's no combination of cards here. Well, if they have like double cantrip, I guess. I'm just gonna get ancestral recall. I think it's a possible I don't die here. All they need is a cantrip, though. I didn't count. I don't think Mindbreak Trap ever helps me here, so ancestral looks better. This time, I do think my opponent didn't play the right line, if I had to guess. I really don't like this. I guess it runs into Fluster, maybe? No, I didn't have the mana to... Oh, I did have the mana? Oh, I did have the mana. Yeah, I think we have to risk it there and just get ancestral. Runs into misstep. True. Doomsday. Ah. Does that help? I don't think that helps. What does that do? I guess it stopped me from killing them with ancestral. That's what it does. No. It stops me from killing them with ancestral. They had no way to stop me from. They know about ancestral because of Merchant Scroll, so they had to make a play. And yeah, this makes sense. No, their cards in hand. They had Doomsday +1 in hand, and whatever the 1 was didn't beat ancestral, so they just cast Doomsday. And now I can't kill them with my ancestral. But I also don't have to cast ancestral on them or myself, because it's very unlikely that they're going to be able to draw and play an Oracle this turn, right? Because they have a Doomsday in their deck, they have a Force in their deck, they have an Oracle in their deck. They have 2 Oracles in their deck. They don't have an Ancestral or a Gush. So I actually don't think I can die here no matter what. So then the question becomes, is Ancestraling myself better? I think the answer is yes. I shouldn't have used black mana. So bad. To Fairy. No, they don't have Lotus. I don't think I need this Force this turn either, which is why I'm doing all of this. Snap. Now I have Snap Ancestral and Force. Yeah, I think we're winning this game. This was kind of fun. There are sometimes Doomsday can be pretty fun. I think they just made the clear wrong play. Classic not me. Oh, I don't have any more fetchables, yeah? No more fetchables. So I have Snap Ancestral that they can't counter, so just wait. All right, so at this end step, I can just Snap Ancestral. They have no way to stop this, and they are going to be at 0 cards. GG's. Wow, that was an interesting set. I'm wondering what the justification was for pitching Ancestral here. I'm not sure. They were in chat before the stream, so maybe they'll come in and explain. But that was odd. Okay, here we go. What are we doing now? Magic the Gathering, round 4. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep it. This is another hand that doesn't have action in it, and we might get punished for it. But I just, when I have this many Moxen, I like to keep these hands, especially when if they have force. If they don't have force, then I don't like to keep them very much. But when you have this many Moxen, the fact that all of your POs win the game is just so strong. Oh yeah, no worries, Jan. I thought you played pretty well. But yeah, I think the ancestral to pitch to force, I didn't like that play. I think that would have been ancestral on your turn. Would have been the second card for second turn as well. Second one for turn as well. So if I play Remora here, do I have enough blue mana to play force? I don't. That's kind of unfortunate. Maybe I'll try to bait a misstep on this vault here. We can make a drink after too. I guess if they force my Mystic Remora and then they have a combo kill, so I think that's fine. Damn. I'm also not going to play this Soul Ring because I want to be able to Mystic Remora draw into Flusterstorm. Okay, so they had Force Pitching Repeal. Well, now I'm just going to play this Soul Ring out. I guess this exposes me to getting Wastelanded, but that doesn't matter at all. I have an Opal. The cool thing about this line is that if they don't kill me this turn with 2 cards in hand, which seems unlikely, then I can just go Yawgmoths and return Remora, and I just have a Remora the whole game. Though they have a Saga. Saga is good against Remora, notably. Yeah, I think chat concluded you weren't supposed to pay for the Remora, but that's obviously a hard situation, so. I think that's good. You think it's good? I'm not sure the beer is good. I think I had really high expectations, which kind of...
Oh, I did not have high expectations.
Oh, you didn't have any expectations.
It's not best, but it's good.
I think it's like worse than Hell or High Watermelon, right?
I don't know. I've had that.
Oh, you don't maybe. Oh, we gotta get some Hell or High Watermelon for the summer. That's my jam.
Yeah.
So it's made by the same people, and I really liked Hell or High Watermelon, so I was like really excited that there was a watermelon sour for the summer.
Is it not a sour? Is it fruited IPA or something?
The Hell or High Watermelon is a fruited wheat, where this is a sour. This is not. I think it's not bad, but it just doesn't taste like how I thought it would taste. Maybe, I don't know.
How's that?
Did they just hit another force?
It has the funk that is sour.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why. Force pitching Pio, man. We've just been. I guess I could have played around this by. I mean, that wouldn't have been good. So. I guess I'm just gonna force this top, right? And then that means. I mean, they're playing PO themselves. You can have the last pancake. I'm good. It wasn't. I didn't dislike the pancake either. I just.
I accidentally spilled all of the sauce.
So what?
I think it's fine.
You accidentally. Yeah. What's the problem with accidentally spilling all the sauce? Is that an issue?
Soggy.
It's soggy. Oh no. Time walk? Sure. Why not? All right. I mean, POs. Any POs? Chat. Tinkers. POs. I could use some chat luck. Nope. All right, so my opponent could have a second Sensei's Top here, which would be not great for me. So you're not gonna eat it because it's soggy, or?
Oh, I'll eat it.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
you might not like it.
I'm more because it's not a crispy scallion pancake that it has seafood in it. It definitely does change the taste of it. Scallion pancake, man, the one that we had where it was really crispy, or maybe the one where we put it in the oven, that was pretty nice. You didn't get a notification of me going live. That's odd. Theirs is good if it doesn't sit in the box too long. You gotta like heat it up or like re-crisp it. That's a PO. Let's go. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Merchant Scroll is good in Tinker. Just gonna do that all day. That's the line for today's event. I guess they could have like, oh, they can't have anything. Oh, they're super dead. Lol. You got a notification?
Yeah.
Gonti, Lord of Stuff, didn't get a notification.
He's testing for 4Seasons in Italy.
Yeah, Nick's got the notification. Did you make sure you had the bell on? I don't think I've ever had a bell on. Now they turned it off by accident. All right, what do I want to do here? I think the answer is just pay life and get a new CAD. That's a new CAD. Blue, white to fairy. Bounce. Opal. Okay. All right. I've had enough. Your turn, opponent. I just have an overwhelming advantage. No problem. You may concede at any time. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 10, 11. I can play Blightsteel next turn. Perfect. Uncounterable as well. What you got for me, opponent? What does your top deck tell you? Narset, Parter of the Veils. I think that's a no-go for me. I think that's a deal breaker in our relationship. I will have no parting of the veils. As much as I love a Narset. All right. A measly 12 mana at my disposal. Ooh, classic dress down combination. I guess this is just paradoxical outcome. I guess it could be Tinker. I think Tinker's kind of worse, though. No, I actually think PO is just better here. Don't you think PO is just better here? I think it is.
What was the good deck you were gonna play instead?
What is the good deck I was going to play instead of PO for what? For Italy?
Yeah.
I don't have one. That's why it's a problem.
Okay.
Well, I played an Oath deck, and it went pretty well on stream, but then off stream, it went pretty badly. I don't play good decks? I mean, I don't play Doomsday. I don't know if I don't play good decks. It's true. I can't actually win the game this turn, by the way, because my opponent countered my Yogg-Will and Time Walk, so I just need to acquire a Force of Will with my Demonic Tutor and then pass the turn. Didn't I win a PTQ with this deck? Yeah, I've won 2 PTQs. Well, no. I guess one of them was the Oath deck, wasn't it? But I won a Mox qualifier and a PTQ with this deck. The thing is that the meta has changed. Things are different. It's interesting that you think Squee is one of the good decks. I don't think Squee is one of the good decks. I think the best Bazaar deck is Dredge. I think Jewel is like I mean Jewel has been terrible for me. I am just not a fan of that deck. I think that is the most coin flip. I don't have any agency deck of all time. It is basically Belcher. Squee is is like Hollow Vine, Hollow One. Jewel is just I don't like playing Jewel. Jewel might be one of the worst and most boring decks to ever play. Jewel does play forces, but it doesn't play enough blue cards to reliably cast force. Squee, I actually think there is like a legitimate. I think there's legitimate play into Squee, but not a ton of them. All right, so what are we doing? We're playing against PO. Camball, baby. Mindbreak Trap. Disenchant. Like, Jewel. Jewel does not make a happy Justin. Even worse than Doomsday, I think. Doomsday, I think, is bad for me because of my own shortcomings. Whereas Jewel is bad for me because I am not typically someone who is favored by the lady of 4 letters. Fate? Luck. What? You said fate? I mean, kind of.
I'm playing too much Hades.
I mean, that does work. It's true, but like, all right, moving on. Fates, yeah, I know what I get it. All right, what was I doing? I have lost all train of thought, and I am. What am I taking out? I'm playing as PO. Yeah. All these cards are good. Could they have Mentor? It feels unnecessary. We take out like Mentor Mystical. That might be testing my luck a little bit, but the soup. I'm testing Lady Fate here. If this had a single blue source, I would be in. Don't think it's a keep though. Ooh. I don't know if this is good, but if my opponent has a Saga though, this hand's so bad, yeah. This hand is terrible. This is like a classic good hand against PO if Saga didn't exist. It's fine. No, that's fine. Still a keep for sure. You're only what, 40% to have a Saga in your hand or something? What's the number? 50%? Key? Watch him just play a time ball here. Slam a damn ding dong. No. I plan to make them concede via overwhelming card advantage. Does that make sense? You don't really need a win con in PO. Like, that's not really necessary. It's just nice to have. Technically, if you draw through your deck, you have Citadel, sacrifice 10 permanents, including Citadel. Yogg will bring back your 10 permanents plus Citadel and sack them again, 20 damage. So you technically always have a built-in win con, quotation marks. You just don't really want to do that. It's a pain in the butt. Repeal targeting my Remora? I'll allow it. Come on, Force of Will, baby. Force of Will. Give me a little Force of Will. That is not Force of Will. All right. Sad Justin. Man, imagine I draw a Moxen if I get another turn. I can play Lavinia and Remora, and I'm just going the distance. I can go the distance. I'll be there someday. Oh. Soup. Soundtrack's so good.
Almost anywhere.
It's one of the best. Yeah. Almost anywhere to find where I belong. Yeah, it's a good one. The whole soundtrack's a banger. Oh. Is it a... Oh, it's a pass the turn angle. Okay. All right. Okay. I did not draw... Should I just demonic for a sapphire? If I demonic for a sapphire, I can play Lavinia and Remora. I guess I can just play Remora and demonic for force. It's not good against Flusterstorm, though. I'm like really worried about getting Vault keyed. I think demonic for ancestral or for sapphire is pretty good though because of my follow-up plays of like Narset or merchants or per PO. I think we can just. I feel like we can just. I guess this is also kind of bad against Flusterstorm. Yeah, this might be a little sus. Little sus. I am not convinced this is a good play. Oh, they're gonna force after? Wow. Cool. Forcible, please. Forcible, please. Forcible, please. Forcible, please. Shame. All right, they have 2 cards in hand. I think the thing that worries me the most is just a top deck. Time Vault. I guess Tinker as well. Maybe I should have just gotten Vamp or Demonic Force. I don't know. This is so good for me though if I get another turn. Oh no. Oh no. Oh wait. That's great for me. Yeah, do that. Yeah. Search for an ancestral. Do it. Okay, Remora looking real fine in this game. That is certainly a fish. I don't know if I own this card in paper. You might have to draw me a Remora. That'd be fun. I don't know if I own a Remora. I feel like I do own a Remora, but...
I like remorse.
Even mystical ones? Yeah, this is not going well for them. I agree. All right, I can't imagine my opponent can ever win from this situation, but we'll continue playing some Magic here. That currently pays for Fluster, so... Pew. I think I can just rebuy the Remora, too. No, this is just PO win the game time. What you got in your hand, friend? Tundra. Oh, they're doomed. You may concede at any time. I don't have a win con in my deck, I guess, but... We can do Vamp, Narset, Tinker. I guess we just Time Walk first, right? So let's just do... I don't know, everything leads to a victory. It's a very... Time Walk. Vamp. I mean, I don't know. Citadel. So we go Mana Vault, Citadel. You get 10 permanents in play, and then Yogg will them all back. I guess technically that's a brick, but everything's fine. Oh, look, a PO. Oh, look, a merchant scroll. Oh, look, an ancestral recall. Oh, I guess I could go on mystical and then PO or something. I don't know, man. Does anything I do actually matter here? Nothing I do remotely matters. Why are we playing this out still? They heard me talking smack that I didn't put a win con in my deck. They're gonna try to punish me for it. How do I win? Very skillfully. All right, chat, you get to witness the beautiful Citadel combo. Oh, food time. It's still warm. It did make us wait. Opponent is not getting another turn. That would be illegal. All right, so I'm going to float all my mana. Float all my mana, and then I'm going to... Where's my Yogg-Will? I have my Yogg-Will. So I'm going to sack by Bolas' Citadel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. All of them. And then I'm going to Yogg-Will. And then I'm going to bring it all back. Is it possible without Mentor to activate Citadel 3 times? I don't think so, but I don't know. Maybe. I don't think I've had to do that. I had a fun game versus Grim the other day where I had to do some crazy double Citadel Atraxa action. GG's, fish too strong. GG's. All right, I mean, this is certainly a point in the favor of the fish, I must say. That was definitely a fish game, if I've ever seen one. Big W. The fish was good. Okay, here we go. 5th and final round of our testing league here with PO. So far, so good. Lavinia has been hit or miss. Remora has been hit and miss. But the rest has been fine. Not too bad. Let's try one more time. We've got a Remora hand. It is a hand that is searching for an answer within 2 draws. But it's probably a keep if I had to guess. I guess it does kind of depend on what opponent's got. All right. This is Mono Dredge. I don't remember. I guess this kind of exposes me to a Vigor, but it's okay. Well, I guess you're right. Not me plays too much Vintage. Knows everybody. I couldn't remember that. If I had known my opponent was on Dredge, I would not have kept this hand. Classic. Nice draw, though. Very nice draw, though. Such a good draw, though. Come on. Gimme, 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 gimme. All right, how do we play this? 5 mana. Just Demonic Tinker. Hope for the best. I guess we theoretically could go Narset, Moxen. It's not very good. Might beta Force though. I wish we had the ability to. I mean, if I get my demonic, or if I get my Tinker counter, I lose, right? But it does give me a chance to win. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I don't. Well, I guess I could technically tap for black and cast Narset. Yeah, that might be better. I guess if, yeah, this might be better. I'm not sure this is better. Oh, that was not the best. I guess we could take a peek now. Show me your secrets. Was I gonna tinker and win? No, they got negation. And we drew our negation. Man. Alright. Demonic. So now the answer is... Oh, now they're gonna counter that. Okay. So, Force? Let's see. I mean, this is not that bad. I feel like this is a better outcome than getting my Tinker countered and losing, right? Like, my opponent does have a Golgari Grave Troll, but they can't attack me this turn, which means I get a Narset activation. I can just drop this for Mora, and then try to win with a PO or something. This feels winnable. This totally feels winnable. Just drop this for mana. This another land is not great. This needs to be something good. Wow. I guess it could be good. Any brainstorm into 3 Moxen? Oh no. Oh no. That is not the outcome we were looking for. Do I live? 3, 6, 8. I do probably live. Well, if they hit 2 chills, I die. Wow. I think I'm supposed to play top off of this Tundra, and then, man, that was such a bad set of 7. I mean, that was like a bad set of like 11 cards, right? All of the Narsets were bad, and the Brainstorm was bad. This can hit a Mox. No, can't hit a Mox. What is going on? These are just the worst possible draws we could have ever had, right? This game felt so winnable, too. That's pretty sad. Wow. I just saw no Moxen. It's really hard to win there without hitting Moxen. That was so bad. I mean, I am dying to double chill, so it's kind of a chance I don't even get to this next turn anyways. Okay, I died anyways, but wow. All right, I mean, it happens. It happens. It definitely felt like a winning position, though, or not maybe not a winning position, but a position that could win. I guess those are kind of different things. All right, so I like Lavinia on the play. No Remora, no Island, no second Opal, no Dress Downs, no Negation. I kind of like Repeal in case they have I guess I have a Teferi, so I don't really. I guess I could just take Teferi. Yeah, Teferi. Probably fine. I think we have enough ways to answer a hollow one. Cutting misstep. Yeah, it's okay. Maybe we'll play a balance. It's like a little bit worse on the play to have a balance, though. I like it on the draw more. Maybe I could just play 2 opals then. Maybe it's fine. On the play and on the draw are a little different. I think this repeal is just worse than... Maybe it's not. This is fine. I like this. I have a lot of tools in this matchup. And that's a lot of paradoxical outcomes. Not the tool we were looking for. What is going on? This stinks. I don't like this at all. All right, I mean, how many am I putting back here? 2. I mean, I think the answer is just go for the PO on their turn. They are on 5 cards with a powder. All right, they kept 5 cards on a powder. I swear to God, if I get mental misstepped here, it'd be super sad. All right, so I'm definitely not casting PO on my turn for like 7,000 reasons. Mindbreak Trap, Force of Negation, and Force of Vigor. But I will cast it on their upkeep before they draw. I drew a Force, but that's it. Uh-oh. Where's Raphael? Is Raphael still awake? I cast PO for 3 and didn't win the game. Please explain it to me. Claims you can't lose if you cast PO for 3. Always wins. Not for me. It wouldn't have won on my turn either. Force? Interesting. I guess I maybe... Do I play around Trap or do I play around Mental Misstep? No, Raphael just, you know, he's got anti-PO bias. On my turn, I would have drawn Opal Crypt another PO. I see. That's definitely how this works. I think I'd rather just play around Mindbreak Trap than play around Mental Misstep. I feel like that's something that's more likely to happen. I guess my opponent might just have another Force, right? So they had a Grief pitch and a Force pitch after they activate once? Oh, no. Okay. All right, well, I have 6 looks for something that is good here. Then the question is, do I play around anything? And my answer is probably no. Not really. Let's look before we play this. Lavinia Black Lotus Academy. Those seem really bad. Unless I'm afraid of... I actually am afraid of a Force, which I'm not. I think they don't have anything. Any Snap Pio and Lavinia and Mentor. So if I go Mana Vault, draw Mentor, untap with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I can't Snap Pio because I will have to draw with top. But I guess I could go Mana Vault, hold priority, spin, activate top, spin my Snapcaster to the top. Okay. Just play Lavinia? Yeah, that might be good too. Yeah. That's also good. I technically can go Mentor this turn and put the Snapcaster on top and go Snap PO on my next turn. But I guess Lavinia technically plays around them actually having something, so it's probably fine. Okay. I think this looks like a win. I don't think I need to make that play now. I think I can just go Mana Vault, draw, PO. This looks pretty good for me. This is a PO for 5 plus Mentor after. Feels pretty hard for them to come back from that. I love Snapcaster Mage, man. It's nice that you get to still play this card somewhere. Huh. This is just like Emerald, Soul Ring, Mentor, play a bunch of stuff, I guess. I guess we could also spin and try to find something too. Maybe that would be better. Just making enough things to chump block is probably good enough, though. I guess I could find like a time walk. Oh, they're just off it. Yeah, I don't imagine they can get through this anyways, but I found the time walk too. That's sick. I was gonna play top and spin looking for time walk. All right, so I'm gonna bring this balance in. Take this Teferia out. Welcome to the chat room. I never left. It's been a pretty good league in terms of variety. Like, it's not exactly great to play against Esper Initiative and Red Green, but they do represent two very distinct decks. And then we had Doomsday and Tinker and Dredge. Wow. All right. Yeah, I hope this is good enough. Guess we'll find out. It did keep 7. We do lose to a army of Hollow Boys. That's a Hollow Boy. Only one Hollow Boy. Challenge on 0 also problematic. All right. Is there any way in which the sequencing is good or better for us? I guess we lead on Crypt. What do you say, opponent? That's pretty good for us. We got rid of a mental misstep and a negation for the Crypt. All right. Proper sequencing. You love to see it. Actually, technically have enough to PO, right? It's kind of crazy. Man, that was a really nice set sequencing too. Zara Baghdad. Are we POing? Yeah, no reason not to. I mean, they're tapped out is the reason that I would say they F6. So they didn't F6, maybe you don't PO there. And you just hold it against a Vigor or something, but I just like the old Lotus Mentor Sapphire Soul Ring play my two things again. Yeah, I mean this is nuts. I mean, my opponent did negate a Tormod script with a mental misstep, and they didn't have to do that. That was a choice they made. If you don't sequence Tormod script first there's some ways that goes badly for me. Oh. I don't like the new monk tokens. It doesn't mesh, you know, it doesn't mesh. So this is a 4-1 only losing to Archon of Emeria. Not bad. It was a pretty reasonable league. I liked most things that were happening here. This negation still sus. 2 Lavinia still sus. Remora was fine. 2 Opal was fine. Yeah, I mean, Doomsday is always going to be like that. I don't think we particularly drew very well in the Doomsday match, though. Like, it's not like we ran really hot in Doomsday match. Like, we could have had much, much stronger hands. We kept pretty borderline and like low power hands against Doomsday, in my opinion. Where like this Dredge matchup, we kept super high power hands, right? So you have to kind of think like if it's an average, it's not really like an average representation of what the matchup looks like. But yeah, I think the only thing that I am really I'm really suspect on is 2 Lavinia. I really don't like 2 Lavinia. I guess like Lavinia could be a second Remora, a second Negation, a Repeal, a Mindbreak Trap. Could just play a main deck Mindbreak Trap. One thing that PO is actually really good at is hard casting Mindbreak Trap, which is kind of sweet. Could just be a Mindbreak Trap in main, and that frees up a sideboard slot. We didn't really play against a lot of Wasteland decks tonight either, which is something to think about. I was pretty happy overall with the league, though, so that's a good sign. We didn't really get to play the Disenchant at all. I don't mind the Disenchant. Typically, it's been pretty good for me. I like an instant speed over something like a Fragmentize, but yeah. So maybe we'll try that next. Maybe we'll try Lavinia out and Mindbreak Trap in. And then I get to pick up another sideboard card. I probably just want to like respect shops enough to play 2 Hercles. Maybe I'll try that next. But this was not too bad. It makes me a little bit happier going into 4 Seasons. I do think that if I play the challenge on Saturday, I'll play a PO deck to get some practice in. And that'll be the last big push before Italy. So new Magic content will continue to come out while I'm in Italy every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on this YouTube channel. I will see you then.